enroll children in school, and helping finding employment for adults.
Fox's Chris DeMeo. On Wall Street, futures are falling, so stocks could drop after a long holiday weekend. NASCAR's season is underway, starting with the famed Daytona 500. William Byron won it.
Byron was in the right place at the right time. The 26-year-old had just crossed the start-finish line for the final lap. Seconds later, a multi-car crash brought out the fifth caution of the day. Since the white flag did come out, Byron was declared the winner of NASCAR's biggest race.
Just extremely blessed and thankful for all the opportunities, and we just want to keep it going. We have a lot to prove this year, and this is a good start, obviously.
Byron on Fox TV. He led for just the final 4 laps for his 11th career Cup Series victory. Alex Bowman finished second. Christopher Bell was third.
That's Bob Mortelli. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. An autopsy scheduled in the murder of the manager of Poor Brothers Craft Tap Room, Brandon Hardaway, earlier this month. He died overnight Friday after being shot in the back outside the tap room February 8. Suspect in his murder, Fidel Shimenga, faces up to life in prison. Police say Hardaway shot after he refused a cigarette to a man. Several Hardee's restaurants throughout central Illinois closing unexpectedly. Sites in Champaign, Chatham, Verdon, and Monticello disappeared from the Hardee's website without explanation. The company has more than 3,800 restaurants in 44 states. This year, the industry data show Hardee's generating $1.5 billion in revenue. Finding Illini control their own destiny. It follows their 85-80 win over Maryland this week. It was only the third win in their past 13 matchups against the Terrapins. The Illini now 10-4 in conference play, a game and a half behind Purdue. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Thank you, Jim Miller, and good morning, people. 7:06. It is the 20th of February. This is Tuesday, and again, the weather continues to get warmer. Mm-hmm. You know, Solye, I just go through the weekend. I'm going, okay, he's going to say it's going to rain Friday, or snow Friday, did all that, and then it's cold, and then it's going to get warmer. It's just, you're just clipping along. If people really listen, take notes. The dude is right.
Yeah.
Most all the time.
It's true.
And I don't think it's easy to do that. I don't think it's easy, man. I just don't think it's easy.
No. It's like baseball, you know. You just got to really stay consistent day by day and try to hit for average. That's all.
There you go.
Check with your son-in-law on that.
That's right. Just every day, new day. Is it true that Cody Bellinger isn't even on the radar for the Cubs?
What?
I heard that they haven't even talked.
You know what?
Man.
Yeah, when you listen to Rickards, it's you know, and the fact that they have, you know, was it Pete Crow Armstrong, Mike Talkman, and I know Craig Counsell, you know, we watched him in Milwaukee. He's very much a platoon type guy, hitting for averages and all that kind of stuff. And the minors are loaded up, so you know, and the longer this goes, and I think it's really a cat and mouse game with that Agent Boris as well. I think there's still bad blood between them and the Maddox era a few decades ago.
No, he waits to the last minute. Our weather brought to you by Urbana Park District.
And because the weather's so nice, I'm telling you, you're thinking about pool passes and things like that. You can also check out the Best in Show photographic print competition. Find out about this, maybe summer camps and more. UrbanaParks.org.
All right, Mr. Gregg, what you got? What do you see out there?
Well, my friend, kind of a roller coaster ride of temperatures and weather around here from the midwinter look and feel Friday. The reading's a little more manageable this morning. Maybe a few residual snow piles and packs from the clearing off process of late last week left, but those should be gone here the next 24 hours with a rapid melt. There's still a source region of Arctic air through the eastern Canadian prairie, but as long as it stays kind of east of the Great Lakes region, we'll stay in its western and southern flank for the foreseeable future. And probably not until late next week we see a change back into some typical, briefly, mind you, colder weather. Until then, it's not full-fledged spring, but it's certainly an early spring feel and look from time to time here in the next couple of 2 or 3 weeks. Out the door this morning, readings pretty comfortable out there, all things considered, with 28-degree readings at Willard and over at Rantoul. Forecast high for the day today is, again, very much of a spring-like nature, up around 52 with sunshine. Fair tonight, 36. Creasing clouds tomorrow. Play hooky at the lunchtime hour at 60. A couple of showers after midnight tomorrow night, lows to the 40s. We're still in the mid-50s for the day on Thursday. That's almost 20 above average with some shower activity both morning and in the afternoon. Cooler, not colder. 47 Friday, 46 Saturday, back to the 50s on Sunday. Here come the 60s again Monday and Tuesday, and a couple of showers and thunderstorms as well by Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. Steve Jay broadcasting at meteorologist Greg Solje.
All right, my friend, thank you so much. Well done, as always. Greg Solje, meteorologist, is always on top of it. Well, what's going to happen to the election? By the way, Nikki Haley's speaking this morning at 11. Nobody knows what that's about, or I haven't read what that's about at this point. Just heard it. She got South Carolina coming up Saturday. I would think that if she doesn't win South Carolina, she might say enough's enough. Don't know. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet Lindsay Williams-Drath. How are you, Lindsay? Nice to have you on the show.
Great to be here. Thanks for having me.
She's described as a high-energy, results-oriented political strategist. That's nice to have.
Ooh, you saw my LinkedIn account, didn't you?
All right, so Gen Z, those born 1997 to whatever the end date is, say they're sitting out the election and won't vote. Do they normally vote?
Do you know, it's so crazy. They are, and that's what we're having this conversation today, when half of them voted in 2020. It was an 11-point increase in 2016, and Gen Z was largely credited with Biden's win in 2020. And so now what's happened in the last 4 years? Why are these folks feeling disaffected and feeling that our political system didn't do for them what they had hoped? They were so motivated in 2020. And that's what at the Forward Party we're working to capture and inspire folks to turn out and remain involved in the political process.
Well, I think they were the ones at the football games that were starting to, F Joe Biden and then let's go Brandon. It was the whole thing. I thought started at not Illinois football games necessarily, but it was football games that really started that because of the horrible withdrawal from Afghanistan, which I think is about number one on my list for how bad a withdrawal that was, an event for the United States. So I mean, I get it. That age, they're disenchanted or whatever it is, but if they've had that big of an impact, and you're talking about Joe Biden slipping with Hispanics and African Americans, you're starting to wonder where he's going to get the votes.
Yeah, they're not. Gen Z's not excited, and I think, Stevie, what we're talking about today too, in terms of driving voter turnout, these national conversations are not inspiring to Americans. Folks feel that their vote doesn't count, and sadly, in a lot of places, it doesn't. And it's because we're talking about the top of the ticket. There are 520,000 positions for elected office across the country. 520,000. 70% of them go uncontested, which means for all the folks who are at the football game that you're talking about, they're looking at their mayor's races. They're looking at their city council races. They're looking at their school board races. And if you're unhappy, guess what? There's a good chance that the person who's sitting in that seat is there because no one ran against them. So if you aren't happy with your education system in your local community, if you think that there is not access to affordable housing, if there are potholes in your road, run for office. Encourage your amazing friend who's on the PTA to run for office. Encourage your friend who gets a little, overly animated at a dinner party to run for office and address these things. And that's how we're going to really create a movement of change in this country. These Gen Z that we're talking about, you're talking about the withdrawal from Afghanistan, most of those kids were not alive on 9/11. That they don't understand that concept. That's not what they're motivated by. So what we need to do, I think, and what we have great opportunity for and what we're doing at the Forward Party is to remind Americans that all politics is local.
To me, though, Lindsay, people just don't have time for this. I mean, it's local volunteers for festivals and community events, and I'm always banging that drum to try to get people to step up, and they just don't want to commit that much time because their families and everything else after COVID.
Oh, I get it. And, in fact, yesterday there was a big article in the Washington Post about kind of the Never Trump movement and how folks have actually just kind of petered out. They're just tired. They're tired of fighting. But the great thing on these local issues, like I said, these are uncontested races. And in fact, amongst those uncontested races, you have thousands and thousands of positions for local office that are actually sitting vacant. I would suspect that if you looked at Champlain and you looked at a number of the positions for elected office in Champlain, you would see positions who are just sitting open. It doesn't take anything but filing to run for it and showing up. I mean, I understand. I've got 3 kids. I know what it's like to juggle soccer and hockey and everything else on the weekends, and then what you're supposed to show up to the county fair and canvass. But there are ways that you can participate in the process that are a much lower barrier for entry. And we need people to do that because whether you're talking to someone who's 60 or 26, I think we can all agree that our political system right now is not addressing the issues that Americans really care about.
No question. It's not happening. You're absolutely right. That's why you're looking at Donald Trump 16 and Vivek and all the things that outsider and all these things going on. But there are things you can't do in Washington, D.C. You can't go tell everybody the secrets. You're just an outsider. I just think the Republicans and Democrats, for the most part, just kind of winking at each other. They're going to hold power till they're 90. I don't like that. People don't like that. But Lindsay, do you live in Washington?
I'm a resident swamp monster.
Well, I mean, one thing off your schedule is you're never invited to anything. There's that. I mean, you're never getting invited. You're a 5%er. You're a 5%er in Washington, D.C. What are you doing?
Yeah, no, I'll tell you. Well, first of all, let me tell you about Washington, D.C. I'm a proud Washingtonian. I'm married to a lifelong Washingtonian. For those of us who make our homes here and raise our families here, it's a pretty amazing small town that has nothing to do with the people who come in and out of here every 2 years, right? And every 4 years. Like, we don't worry about them. But D.C. is a great example of this too, right? So, like, I was a registered Republican in the District of Columbia for a long time, and with closed party primaries, I didn't have a vote. 93% of district residents are registered Democrats, which means the entire process for leadership in the District of Columbia happens in the primaries. Now, I didn't even have a vote on the primary, right? So if only one party is able to show up in a decidedly red or blue district, which 93% of congressional districts across the country are decidedly red or blue, completely non-competitive, that means everything's happening in the primary. So, whether it's Washington, D.C., folks need to show up and participate in our primary systems. It's really, really important.
Lindsay, how can people find you, CEO of the Forward Party? How do they find Lindsay Williams-Drath?
So go to forwardparty.com. Get involved. Our Illinois team is amazing. You're going to see a lot of energy coming around the state in Illinois and across the country at Forward Party. But come to forwardparty.com. We really are excited for independent voters and people who no longer feel that they have a home in the Republican and Democratic Party to come to us. And we're driving a new movement of state and local candidates across the country.
We must talk again. Thank you for your time, Lindsay. We appreciate it very much.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
All right, that's Lindsay Williams, D-R-A-T-H, Drath.
Yes.
D-R-A-T-H, Drath. On the Tammons Towing phone line.
Forwardparty.com.
Forwardparty.com. All right, we jump to our morning sports. Well, looky there.
You had said Shauna Green has the coaching skills to get us there, and we've got some momentum going on now, taking down number 14 Indiana, 86-66 yesterday.
20-point win.
So go Illini.
Shauna Green.
I'm just really proud of our guys today. Obviously, I have a ton of respect for Indiana. We knew it was going to be obviously a really tight game, and they're so hard to prepare for. But I'm really proud of how we came out and executed our game plan, and I thought a great overall 40 minutes for us, and we're able to hit some shots and score the ball, which obviously the guys that have followed us a lot, we've been kind of up and down with that. So to be able to put 86 up against such a great defensive team of Indiana, that's really good for us going forward. Now we just got to continue to have that rhythm and confidence.
Come on, if Illinois starts playing well, look out.
That's right.
I mean, I'm excited.
We had a 16-game losing streak in Indiana against Indiana, so we finally broke that.
By 20?
Yes.
Wow.
Next up will be Iowa Sunday at noon, and Iowa's ranked number 4. Of course, Iowa has Caitlin Clark and all that.
I don't know what you do with that.
I know.
I mean, I think maybe
I'm happy that women's sports is taking the headline.
Maybe I just do what Rocky did in Rocky 3 and just start talking to Caitlin like, you're not so bad. You're not so, after Mr. T's pummeling Rocky. And then maybe you do some psychological things like, here, free shot. You'll never miss that. Go ahead, you just take that shot. It won't work, but you can try something different because nobody can shut down Caitlin Clark.
Our Illini are in action tomorrow at Penn State in the old rec hall.
Wow. All right, let's check weather brought to you by Carl.
Carl reminds you they're always looking for more team members, and if you have that kind of feeling of service and helping people who have problems, so just go to carl.org/careers.
Well, again, everyone, let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign-Urbana, Saturday, definite spring weather pattern in store here in the coming 5 to 10 days, if not longer. Enjoy it while you may. Sunshine for the day today. South breezes will kick in. They'll get gusty for the afternoon. We'll top out at 52 degrees. And what's left of those residual little snow piles will be gone. Fair tonight, 36. Tomorrow, increasing clouds. Breezy, milder still. Up to around 60. Be some shower activity after midnight tomorrow night. And a couple of rounds for the day on Thursday. 40s tomorrow night up to 56 on Thursday. Slightly cooler air with mid to upper 40s for Friday and Saturday. Sunshine returns. We're back into the 50s on Sunday on increasing south wind. And here comes another warm up and a couple of spells of rain for the day on Monday, especially in the afternoon. A couple of showers and thunderstorms next Tuesday. High temperatures at 63 on Monday, 67 on Tuesday, nights in the 40s and 50s. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, Abby Dorshus, Greg Soldier.
A tradition of excellence over 150 years in the making. At Busey Bank, we're committed to building relationships that span generations. Wherever your journey in life leads you, we are with you along the way, creating a legacy for you and your family. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868, proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
I'm Elizabeth McDonald, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Walmart's earnings for the holiday quarter top forecasts, and Walmart is raising its dividend, though its prediction for the year is conservative. Walmart also is buying the Vizio TV brand for $2.3 billion. The purchase gives Walmart the opportunity to sell advertising on the TVs that Vizio manufactures. Walmart says after the deal is complete, it will continue to sell multiple TV brands as it does now. Home Depot's holiday quarter was mixed. The stock is lower. Capital One says it plans to maintain the Discover brand on credit cards and the Discover payment network after it merges with Discover Financial Services. And Intercontinental Hotels, parent company of Holiday Inn, is raising its dividend after an upbeat quarter. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola. Invested in you.
I'm Dana Perino, co-host of The Five and co-anchor of America's Newsroom. Join me for my brand new podcast, Perino on Politics. Every Monday, I'm going to talk to people I trust in politics as they tell me what they're seeing and thinking in the 2024 election cycle. The Republican presidential primary is heating up, and candidates are zeroing in on the Palmetto State. National Review senior writer Noah Rothman joins me to examine campaign strategies ahead of the South Carolina primary. Available now on FoxNewsPodcast.com.
Illini fans, be sure to wear orange to support your Fighting Illini basketball team ahead of the Orange Out game against Iowa Saturday, February 24th. Stop into one of Game Day Spirit's Champaign locations and gear up with the best selection of Fighting Illini merchandise in town. Shop their great selection of orange t-shirts, sweatshirts, hats, and more in store at the corner of Neal and Kirby in Champaign and 6th and Green in Campustown, or online 24/7 at GameDaySpirit.com. Game Day Spirit, where Illini fans shop.
As Tapman's Towing celebrates 50 years of serving Central Illinois, we're always seeking good people to serve our great customers. Our team of expert tow professionals would like to interview others with CDLs, previous tow experience, or a strong interest in serving others. If you enjoy serving people, love working in the outdoors, and looking for a career, not just a job, we should talk soon. Do you have a strong desire but lack the experience? We should still talk. Visit our career page at tapmanstowing.com.
Rising costs of goods, unpredictable weather, and seasonal depression got you feeling down? Let Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing brighten your winter blues. Dogtown is offering $1,000 off any Bradford Whitewater heater, Rinnai tankless water heater, or Bosch mini split unit when you buy a Lennox home comfort system. No gimmicks, no hidden fees, just $1,000 in savings when you call Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing, 217-841-4728. Offering 0% financing options for qualifying applicants. Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing, your home's best friend.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
During challenging times, family and health come first. This is Rob Meyer with Provident Financial Group. Many of us have spent the past year feeling a little bit out of control, but there are steps that you can take to plan for a better financial future. Now is the time to take action and create a financial plan that's right for you. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network, member FINRA, SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
All right, ESPN 93.5, 725. All our guests appear on the Tapman's Towing phone line. And it is Tuesday. This is February 20. We got 10 days till March, and then we got like 20 days till we spring ahead on the clocks. That's the night of March 10.
Okay.
When we do that. And then baseball, 38 days away.
Nice.
Opening day baseball, 38 days away. Cubs and Cardinals are right here. Cardinals live on ESPN 93.5, and the Cubbies, of course, on US 105.9.
Yeah, the Cubs will be taking on the Texas Rangers, while our St. Louis Cardinals will be taking on the LA Dodgers. And actually, staying on the West Coast, I believe, for the opening. So,
now they go play San Diego, managed by Mike Schilt.
I see.
Who was fired by the Cardinals 3 years ago.
A complicated web we weave. So with the home opener, what, April 4 or something?
I think it's April 4, and I think I'm going. I have to confirm all the details, but I have not confirmed everything. But I've been very honored, blessed to be asked by the Cardinals to come, and I get like John Rooney's booth. I don't know how he did that.
Nice.
But they put me in the show booth.
That's
It's
awesome.
the biggest one with all the food.
Uh-huh.
So that's kind of nice.
Well, and you're not a big eater as opposed to most of the radio people who are there for the nice spread.
I eat nothing.
Exactly.
I do drink a cup of coffee, and I have that from them.
Uh-huh.
And then we set up our stuff, and my buddy Benji Molina will probably be hanging out.
There you go.
So he and Yachty were pictured on something I saw on social media.
Good.
And I don't know what Yachty's doing. I really don't. He got done managing in Puerto Rico, and then he's supposed to be up helping the Cardinals at some point, special assistant John Mozeliak, whatever that means. I don't know. I think he's the future manager of the Cardinals. I do.
I think that would be great.
I think people would love it. It's tricky because when you hire an icon like Yachty or Molina is for the St. Louis Cardinals, if it goes south, it's bad.
Right. The expectations are a little higher.
Well, yeah, I mean, you have to do something, even if it's the icon.
Mm-hmm.
If Adam Wainwright was the new man, you'd have to do something like Bart Starr, the great quarterback for the Green Bay Packers, who won the Ice Bowl with a quarterback sneak when it was minus 15 with the Dallas Cowboys in 1967.
Wow.
Bart Starr was the coach of the Green Bay Packers and was fired.
I see.
Ouch. Mm-hmm. So that Juwan Howard, Fab Five, Michigan, is he going to make it?
Right.
So you got to deal with that possibility that
Thanks for the setup.
It might not end well when you do something. But I would totally think Yachty and Molina. I think Ollie Marmol just kind of does the thing, and I think it's more John Mozeliak kind of running everything.
Yep.
And I think in-game stuff Ollie decides, but no major anything. I just I'd take the job. Sure, whatever you want to do. I get $2 million a year. Okay, sure.
Stevie J can do that job.
I
Why
could
not?
totally be spitting out sunflower seeds doing that work. Are you kidding?
Probably good motivational chats in the locker room anyway.
Yeah, I would
get them out of their funk if they have a slump again like last season.
Totally be the best Walmart greeter they've ever had.
There you go.
Ever. I'd be firing them up, man. All
and,
right.
of course, if you want to get in on the fun with MLB here at Stevie J Broadcasting, text in the word Diane and we'll get you on the schedule. 162 games. I have been reaching out to some local businesses.
Well, they're sponsorable. We're not sold out.
Absolutely.
We do have a few windows available.
That's
if you want
right.
to sponsor the Cubs or the Cardinals, you can certainly do
Get
that.
your business in on that.
If you like bees, and I learned a lot about bees when they were in our walls here, and we had Steve and Roger come here and take them out, trying to save the hive.
Like a 6-foot-long narrow hive that was in our. We saw some bees in and out of this window or a little crack.
If you don't know how much we need bees, the honeybee, they actually have a club that you can be part of. Nobody would ever guess that you joined the. What's the name of it?
It's
the
like
CEIBA.
Central Eastern Bee.
Oh, yeah, here's Central Eastern Illinois Beekeepers Association.
That's it.
They have a meeting that they'd like you to attend this Saturday from 9:30 to 11:30. There'll be a apiary. Is that what they're called?
Yes.
And they know everything about the honeybee. You will learn more than you've ever learned about the honeybee.
I need to tell my brother Gary about this because he's got some hives in the rural area of Tolono. And, of course, right a few miles down is, Curtis Orchard and Rachel, who started out with the Peace Corps, focusing on honeybees and hives in other countries, brought those skills back, and we've got some world-class honey in our Champaign County.
Most help with those allergies, too, if you have local honey is what they say.
Agreed.
Urbana Free Library, 9:30, 11:30 this Saturday. You can be part of it. Heck, you can be part of CEBA, Central Eastern Illinois Beekeepers Association, for $10 a year per couple.
I love it.
Come on, man. All right, we're coming back. That would be probably the most unusual thing you'd ever join.
Yeah.
I'm part of CEBA. Well, you're part of what?
I don't know, wearing the whole gear and the whole honey.
I don't think you have to do that. You just learn about it and appreciate and root for the honeybee. Lindsay Williams' draft was on. We're going to call Shay Bradley Farrell. She's a PhD. She's also in Washington. That is coming up next.
First Federal Savings Bank of Champaign-Urbana invested in our community since 1908. Before you buy your home in 2024, we invite you to speak with one of our experienced lenders, Jack, Jim, Kim, or Lane. Experience the convenience of working with a local lender with local service, decisions, and loan underwriting in our comfortable offices. Visit us to experience the exceptional friendly service from our knowledgeable staff. Hey, if you're not already banking with us, give us a try. We think you'll love it here. We do. 356bank.com, First Federal. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 435.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. The mother of Russian anti-corruption activist Alexei Navalny with a direct appeal for President Vladimir Putin.
Let me finally see my son. I demand that Alexei's body be immediately handed over so that I can bury him humanely.
Ludmila Navalnaya, translated there outside the Arctic Circle penal colony where her son died 5 days ago. His widow accuses Russian authorities of holding the body until traces of poison are gone. President Biden and the Democratic National Committee report $42 million in fundraising in January with $130 million cash on hand. He'll be in California for 3 days.
It's the second time this month President Biden will try to rake in some campaign cash in the Golden State. The president is heading to San Francisco, and while California remains a reliably blue state, there are a number of House races key for Democrats taking back the chamber this November.
Fox's Ryan Schmelz in Washington. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. A bill under consideration in Springfield will help farmers stay on their land by raising the estate tax threshold for farms. Right now, the estate tax set to kick in at $4 million, and the new bill would set the tax at $6 million. Analysts say the proposal would help heirs to the land keep the property so they don't have to sell it to pay the taxes. Last day, Illinois residents can register to vote in the general primary election is today. General primary scheduled for March 19. Registered voters who have changed their address must register to vote in any library or local city clerk's office. Officials with the Illinois State University have narrowed their list of candidates for the next president. There's 4 on the list after one dropped out for personal reasons. Campus officials say the names of the 4 will not be announced until right before their visit to the university. The list has been narrowed down from the original 40 candidates last month. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign-Urbana this Saturday. Definite spring-like weather pattern ahead for the next 7 to 10 days. We do have colder air in sight for late next week and the last couple of days of this month of February. But in the meantime, sunny and milder for the day today. What's left of any of those residual snow piles from late last week's snow will be melting away. If they're not gone already, they will be certainly gone this afternoon. 52 on a south wind, 8 to 15 miles per. Fair tonight, 36. Tomorrow, breezy, milder, increasing clouds will flirt with 60 on a gusty south wind. There'll be a shower breaking out after midnight tomorrow night and a low down to 46. Continued mild, mostly cloudy for the day on Thursday. Highs up to 56 and some shower activity both morning and afternoon. Slightly cooler air at 47 on Friday, mid-40s on Saturday. Some sunshine for a good part of the weekend. By Sunday, we're back into the 50s, and we're heading well into the 60s for Monday and Tuesday of next week, with increasing shower chances late Monday and a couple of showers and thunderstorms next Tuesday. Colder later next week. For Stevie Jay broadcasting at Meteorologist Greg Soldier.
Well, this is a learned individual, Dr. Shea Bradley Farrell. So many darn things to talk about you with Shea. You went to Tulane, president of Counterpart Institute of Policy. You've worked with Ivanka Trump, Mike Pompeo. Talk to me about who you are, Dr. Shea Bradley Farrell.
Well, I am in Washington, D.C. with Counterpoint Institute, and we focus on national security and foreign policy. And, yeah, during the Trump administration, I was able to work alongside the Secretary and Ivanka to work on a lot of different issues around the world. The right to life, human rights around the world, women's economic development, all kinds of good things like that. But I always like to say we don't just sit around writing great policy papers. You know, I spend a lot of time down at the border investigating what's going on down there. I've been in the Ukrainian Refugee Center in Hungary. Anyway, we go to where the issues are happening.
Wow, that's you're right in the middle of everything people care about right now, Shea. I mean, the border's a mess. I don't know how you fix that quickly. It's been messed up for, I think, decades and decades by everybody.
You know, we don't fix it quickly, especially not with the mess that we're in right now. But I will say this, President Biden continues to say that he needs some sort of special authority to close it. The truth is he has the authority under the Immigration and Nationality Act to detain or remove illegal aliens anytime he wants to do it. So he has flat out lied to the American people that he needed some sort of new authority to do it. And you know what the other thing is, too? H.R. 2 was passed in the House. My organization, Counterpoint Institute, helped pass it. And if the Senate really wants to secure the border, like they've been saying over the past few weeks, but I've seen no action on that, they can adopt H.R. 2.
What I don't get, and here's a PhD, Dr. Shea Bradley Farrell. She's obviously very, very smart. You're going to answer this question for me, Shea. Why? Okay. Why do they want an open border? Because obviously they do. The left does. Why?
Well, you know what? That's a question that I've been thinking about quite a lot in the past 3 years. And you know what? I do. At first, I didn't think this. But then as it kept going on, I thought, yeah, I do think they're trying to change the demographics. But I've come to the conclusion, it's hard for me to say this. You're very kind saying I'm smart. But as an academic, you want to be really careful what you say, right?
Yep.
And I believe that they are literally trying to destroy the country. And I think it comes from a rooted ideology in Marxism that thinks Western civilization is bad, and we have to do everything we can to destroy it. And in fact, Stevie, I wrote a book recently called Last Warning to the West, talking about how Marxism over the past 100 years has insidiously come into the United States and changed the way we think about a lot of things, and we've got to remember where we came from as American citizens.
I mean, this kind of element has always been around. They just got in some power, right? I mean, they got in positions to actually pull some levers.
You mean the Biden administration in particular?
They're just this force has been there. They've just never had a voice like this, and I don't know when it all happened or where the evolution occurred, but to try and mess up our country, or I think the greatest irony of all, by the way, would be if everybody crossing the border over the last however many years, every one of them turned Republican. Wouldn't that be just the irony of life? Then they'd be screaming about deportation, deport them, you got to deport them. That's what they do.
And the funny thing is that there was research done by the Texas Public Policy Foundation that showed that the Hispanic population around the border were voting for Republicans. And you know what? The thing is, too, touching back on something you just said, we just had, in the 3 years of Biden, 113 Chinese nationals come across our borders. So we have people coming across illegally from foreign adversaries. But China, we keep saying, is our greatest threat. Yet we're allowing people to come in from China illegally. And that number is significant, 113,000 since Biden came into office, because in the whole 10 years before, we only had about 15,000. And the vast majority of these are military-aged males. So if you think about it in terms of that, you're looking at like 7 U.S. Army infantry divisions. And that, you know what, you just have to ask yourself, are they put here to sabotage our infrastructure, or, you know, maybe worse, to be here to get ready for some sort of military invasion into the U.S.? This is not just me saying this. You know, Mark Green from the Homeland Security Committee says that they have found that some of the people coming do have ties to the CCP, the PLA, People's Liberation Army. And I'll finish. I'll pause with this. This really concerned me. 3 or 4 weeks ago, some former top FBI officials wrote a letter to Congress saying that what I'm talking to you about right now constituted a new and imminent danger to the U.S. They called it an invasion that was very strategic.
I don't know. We've got problems. There is no doubt about it, and we could be on the cusp. What's the name of your book again? Because I think this is timely. What is it, and how can I get it?
I will send you one if you'll send me your address. But it's Last Warning to the West, and it's on Amazon right now. And the reason it's unique in this subject is I went to Hungary and did research over there, and the reason I wrote it is because people kept saying to me, hey, do you realize that the rhetoric coming out of the U.S. reminds us of our Soviet occupation era? And, you know, they were under communism for 46 years and fought their way out to be, you know, a free country. And that really concerned me, and I started doing the research for that. And what I found, here it is in a nutshell, there were 11 points of communist psychological warfare put out by our Department of Defense in 1959. They're in my book. Read them. Every one of them applies to how the U.S. is acting today.
Dr. Shea Bradley Farrell, you can get her book, Last Warning to the West, at Amazon. 2 quick things. I know you got to go. Number 1, what's Ivanka like? And number 2, how many beignets and muffaladas did you have at Tulane?
Beignets in moderation, definitely a lot of coffee. That's where I learned to drink coffee.
Yeah.
Muffaladas all the time.
They're so good.
In fact, I make my own. And actually, Ivanka is a lovely, kind person. And I think that was the last question you asked me.
Yep, no, that was it.
I got sidetracked on muffaladas.
No, muffaladas. I have a lot of family in New Orleans, so it's just something. So you make your own. That could be another day. But listen, thank you. Love to have you back. It's awesome meeting you, Dr. Shea Bradley Farrell from Washington, D.C., president of Counterpoint Institute for Policy Research and Education. Thanks for being on.
Thanks so much, Stevie.
On the Tammons Towing phone line, Dr. Shea Bradley Farrell. All right, ESPN 93.5, 742, Illinois women in an upset.
That's right. 86-66 was the final. I heard the last part of the game, and, you know, President's Day, they had a good crowd, and 6 Illini players in double digits. Makaira Cook leading the way with 22. Way to take down those Hoosiers.
Yeah, Shauna Green.
I'm just really proud of our guys today. Obviously, you know, I have a ton of respect for Indiana. We knew it was going to be obviously a really tight game, and they're so hard to prepare for. But I'm really proud of how we came out and executed our game plan. And I thought a great overall 40 minutes for us, and we're able to hit some shots and score the ball, which obviously the guys that have followed us a lot, we've been kind of up and down with that. So to be able to put 86 up against such a great defensive team of Indiana, you know, that's really good for us going forward. Now we just got to continue to have that rhythm and confidence.
Anybody remember last week when I said I'd buy her if she were a stock? That I would buy. Remember when I said that, and I said that, you know what, it's just, she's a great coach. She's going to be. Now it looks like I'm a bandwagoner.
Right.
I'm not a bandwagoner, am I?
I said I was going to reach out and get her on the show, and now it looks like we're only getting you on the show because you
won a game. But if anybody remembered that I'm such a fan of hers, I think she's a terrific coach. Her problem was she won too many games her first year.
Yeah.
And now she's got a program. If we keep her, she'll be the winningest women's coach in the history of Illinois.
Nice.
If we can keep her. Because the UConns of the world are going to come open, and you don't want her. She's a flight risk. She's probably one of the biggest flight risks we have on campus. But she's going to take Illinois to places. I mean, be Teresa Grant's plus.
Yeah.
I think she'll beat Teresa's records of all those things if she's here long term. But anyway, I'm a big fan of Shauna Green. I don't know her. We talked to her once, but big fan because I think she's really good at coaching.
There you mentioned Teresa Grants, and all of a sudden I'm feeling hungry for some pancakes, Stevie.
Made pancakes at her house. We had an 82 share that morning. 82% of people listening to Radio Rock.
That's because Teresa had such an infectious
no,
laugh.
No, it was Carl. It was her husband, Carl. It wasn't Teresa. Carl had
they were both.
He called called my pancakes hot pads. How dare you, sir?
I mean, did you let him go a little too long? Man?
No, it was awesome.
Okay.
It was really Anyway, I think Shauna Green will be number one, the best coach we've ever had in women's basketball history. If she's here long term. So that's the only caveat I have, and Josh knows it. She'll be one of the most sought after coaches when a big opening happens.
That's right.
They'll say she did that in Illinois.
Well, and she came from Dayton, and it's kind of ironic that your daughter had a kind of a living lifestyle show in Dayton at the time, and just so much great stuff going on as far as Shauna Green.
Same town. Yeah, she was major league successful in Dayton. So she's just good. We got a good coach. That was a great win last night. Now we go to Iowa Sunday.
And so next up is Iowa.
Yeah. All right, let's go.
Goodness. Yes,
come on.
That's right. And we've got Penn State and the Ulrich Hall formula part of this, where they're kind of stacked up right there in that kind of an old gym, Huff Hall kind of feel to the game. I am a little concerned about that.
You know what, though? Mike LaTulip, who I think is pretty terrific.
Insightful.
Mike LaTulip, he does all kinds of podcasts, and Christian told me this one. But he said this is better for Illinois, to be in a cramped gym with people on top of your back. He said players don't want to go on the road and see empty seats.
Okay.
And Coleman Hawkins, when we did the Pacifica on Green commercials, luxury student housing, unbelievable place near Green and Neal. He said, at Ohio State, it was just nobody there, and he sounded disappointed.
I see.
I think the players do feed off of that. But it's going to be, one of those cracker box feeling places because the guys don't play in 6,500-seat arenas anymore.
That's right.
Well, Penn State's having a hard time drawing. The other story is Penn State kicked off their best player. He's not there anymore.
Oh.
He for some reason, I think his last name is Clary.
Okay.
He averages 16, 17 points a game, and he's not on the team anymore. I have no idea what happened. But that you can't let that lull you to sleep either. They've got some athletes and some good players, and the fans are going to go nuts. So we're going to have to step up. We'll have to play well. We'll get beat. If we don't play good basketball, we'll lose. So that's how that works.
Yeah.
So we go play focus. This is it. There's no next year because that's most of our team are seniors. Fifth-year guys, we got to go play. But we hold our future right there on our schedule. We can be co-champs. Worst case, if we just win the rest, it's not going to be easy. Well, what the heck, man? You won on the road at Maryland, which has been really hard. And let's go get Penn State and win that basketball game. 2 home games after that.
Terrence Shannon Jr. named Big Ten Player of the Week for his performance between the 12th and the 18th. The conference announced yesterday after averaging 29 points and 54.8% shooting from the field, 40% from the three-point range, and 85% at the free throw line. The Illini was led to that victory over Michigan and then that road win over Maryland thanks to Terrence Shannon Jr. and lots of great contributing players. So let's see how we do. It'll be on the Big Ten Network as we come from Happy Valley and University Park against Penn State at Rec Hall on tomorrow at 5:30.
Early start, 5:30. That's our
Mhm.
time, 5:30. So, let's go.
We had number 1, UConn, number 2, Houston, number 3, Purdue. They dropped just a hair. Yesterday, number 2, Houston over number 6, Iowa State, 73-65. Big Ten action tonight has Iowa at Michigan State at 6. Maryland's at Wisconsin at 8 o'clock tonight.
I think Wisconsin finally dropped out.
Yes.
But Purdue just dropping 1. If you remember 05, we were undefeated. We lost to Ohio State. We were still number 1 because nobody was near our record. So Purdue dropping 1 doesn't surprise me at all. They're regarded as a solid 1 seed, if not overall 1. Still could be overall 1, but Houston's really good. Blah, blah, blah. Kelvin Sampson, the cheater, whatever. He's at Houston. He went to Indiana and took our guy.
Okay.
Anyway, I flash back.
Very good.
But UConn's definitely there to repeat. They could repeat and win 2 in a row. They're very good. Houston's really good. Purdue, there's just an upper echelon, and maybe Houston's in there. But UConn, Houston, Purdue might be the top 3. Then the others are just coin flips.
Okay.
Kansas, Illinois, coin flip. Kansas, Marquette, coin flip. Marquette, Illinois, coin flip. Those are just games that are going to come down to somebody making a free throw and somebody tipping a ball.
That's right.
That's how it works.
And, the officiating, according to the dude who was, on the other
Kevin Willard of
right.
Maryland saying
Whining
our guy
about
got fouled. Got to call him both ways.
Somebody asked me about the baby sound effects after you during the press
I
conference.
couldn't resist.
William Byron finally won the Daytona 500. It was a little rocky. There was some restarts and there was a crash towards the end. But anyway, William Byron with the checkered flag.
Weather brought to you by Busey for over 150 years. Member FDIC. New pet season when you talk spring. Dr. Todd next.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign-Urbana has Saturday definite spring weather pattern in store here in the coming 5 to 10 days, if not longer. Enjoy it while you may. Sunshine for the day today. South breezes will kick in. They'll get gusty for the afternoon. We'll top out at 52 degrees. And what's left of those residual little snow piles will be gone. Fair tonight, 36. Tomorrow, increasing clouds. Breezy, milder still. Up to around 60. Be some shower activity after midnight tomorrow night. And a couple of rounds for the day on Thursday. 40s tomorrow night, up to 56 on Thursday. Slightly cooler air with mid to upper 40s for Friday and Saturday. Sunshine returns. We're back into the 50s on Sunday on increasing south wind. And here comes another warm up and a couple of spells of rain for the day on Monday, especially in the afternoon. A couple of showers and thunderstorms next Tuesday. High temperatures at 63 on Monday, 67 on Tuesday, nights in the 40s and 50s. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, Abby Dorshus, Greg Solgay.
Well, it's our friend Dr. Todd Likens, the pet pro, Madison, Kirby, and Champaign, veterinarian. Diane remembered that somebody had texted, and then we got off the phone with you last week about cats and declawing, but I don't remember what the question was. Do cats still get declawed, Todd?
I don't think that they can be still. Illinois was working on a law to ban it, but I don't think it's banned at this time yet. So,
and that for the purpose of them not scratching up your house, but they have zero defense without claws, right?
No, I don't buy that theory myself. Cats with or without claws are in trouble when they're outside and in fighting a big opponent. But, I've seen cats without claws climb trees and things like that. So, I don't think, I don't do cosmetic surgery, but this one is kind of like if the situation's right, I would still do a declaw myself because I think it saves lives. The surgery, if done young, kittens I've seen they don't act like anything even happened. You wait till they're bigger, then they feel it. And they're going to be sore for a week. Gotcha. But it's better than going back to the shelter in the euthanasia in my book.
Yeah, okay. Dr. Todd.
And what about the dew claws with our dogs?
Dew claws are sometimes, if they're tight to the body, I don't think they're a problem. Okay. If they're dangly, they're a problem because when they run, they catch on things, and the next thing you know, they're yanking their toenail off. And I've had dogs that's happened to repetitively. A lot of times we look at that when we're doing the spay and decide if it's worth doing at that point or not. But dangly ones are bad, good, but tight end ones are good.
Okay.
Dr. Todd Likens, this is also new pet year season. Spring is when you would adopt a puppy, I guess, right?
You see more because it's the weather's getting nice and people want to be outside. So just selection facts I always like to bring up is like first know who you are. If you're a runner, you want a more active dog. If you're a family person, you want a more family friendly dog. If you want a car guard, then you get a bench and a buffer back here to help guard the car. But anyway, know what the dog's bred for. Know a little history on the dog. I mean, I'm surprised how many people will adopt a dog and they never see the parents even if they're getting them from a breeder. I mean, seriously, you want to see the size, you want to see the personalities of the parents. It'll give you a gut feel. And then there's techniques out there for studying the personality when you're in the adoption process. Seen it over and over again where people almost always seem to pick the first dog that comes to them when they're in the selection process. And the hard part for me is that you can pick a puppy, and the breeders know this. And I find a defect, the next day or two on the wellness check, and people are already bonded, and you're not going to take that dog back because what are they going to do? They're not going to give your money back. They're going to give you another dog, and you don't want another dog.
Right.
So make sure you feel like it's a healthy dog. One that's too shy is a little scary, and one that's too outgoing may be a little too alpha for you. So you want kind of the middle of packers type thing.
I know at the Humane Society, if you're adopting a pet, which is a great option, you can go into a room and have some time with that animal. I know that was the case for a Basset Hound that we almost adopted, but it jumped up on Gabrielle when she was young, and she lifted up the ears, and they were a little stinky. Of course, they have the big droopy ears and all that, so the upkeep would have been a little more. So I totally agree on reading up on everything. Even the Australian Shepherd that's in my dog Olive, we had some kids that were running around and high-pitched screaming, and I think she started nipping at their heels, almost trying to go into that herding mode.
Yeah, it's so instinctual at that point. And I agree. I think adopting an older dog is a wonderful option. You don't have to go through the puppy phase. We all forget how much work a puppy is. But you get an older dog, you kind of know what you're getting. It's even better for kids. They're more durable. I mean, and you're going to know their personality better. Humane Society is a wonderful option. Again, though, I still would like to know as much as I can about the dog. How was, hopefully they got history on where this dog came from.
Yeah.
Well, it'll help you out. And then the other thing on the backside of this, is that we don't make excuses. Yeah, he was a rescue, and so therefore I'm going to tolerate his biting. No, we lay the rules down right away, and we make a good dog. We don't make excuses for them. We teach them how to be good dogs. So we don't make excuses. We just get into training mode. And lots of trainers on YouTube to help you.
Okay.
There was a white English cream that came walking by my house and planted its body in my yard and wouldn't leave till I came and said hi. So made me miss Charlie and Bella. We had 26 wonderful years, 13 each for those dogs. I still get emotional thinking about those dogs.
Mm-hmm.
It's just unbelievable, the impact. When you're connected with your dog, it's just a part of the family. It's really hard. It really is.
Yeah, we have some people that adopted our dogs, and their dog died of basic old age, and it's been a couple months, and she's still grieving so hard, and they finally got to the point where they're ready to adopt a new one, and it again, that helps turn the corner. But you got to be ready to do that too. After you say goodbye to your old friend.
It's really brutal, but I will say this. End of life stuff, I've never seen anybody better than Todd. I mean, he's just unbelievable, compassionate, and how it's so hard. And you do such a good job with that, Todd. It's not the time I want to actually see you drive up, but it's a hard time. And even we kind of feel like a lot of people will have doggies cremated and they'll want their ashes back in some form or other. And I don't even call people because sometimes it's just too hard to even walk in. I lose clients because it's too many bad memories, and that's okay. It's emotional time. No, it is. All right, Dr. Todd, how can people find you?
All right, we're at 217-355-5051. Texting is always the best way to go these days, and it allows me to pay attention to you because our phone doesn't ring in the clinic.
You got it, my friend. Always a pleasure. Thank you, Todd.
All right, see ya.
Todd Likens, a veterinarian, Madison Kirby at the Pet Pro of the White English Cream. Or their dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Neitzel was awfully kind in 1997 when Theodore, the first dog Janet and I ever got, and that was brutal. I let Theodore leave. He lived too long. I mean, it was awful, and I just wouldn't do it. And so anyway, It's hard. It's so hard.
I know.
Why is it so hard? I
Yeah,
mean,
we had wiener dogs, and we went to Doxy Fest in Kickapoo Park, and
all dachshunds.
There was a 21-year-old dachshund there.
Wow.
I know.
A dog. Are you sure?
And this,
I'd have to see a birth certificate.
well, I mean, you're right. I was trusting them, but it
21?
was not moving around.
Oh, I see. I got you. Well,
And I thought to myself, wow, that dog looks and is old.
It's all worth it, but it's just ridiculously difficult how hard that is at the end. Anyway, but they're worth it. It's just the hair and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all our guests, including Dr. Todd on the Tapman's Joint phone line. We got the news coming up. So what up about college? The political turmoil that rocked universities over the past 3 months sparked the resignations of 2 Ivy League presidents, has landed like an unwelcome thud on institutions already struggling to maintain the trust of the American public. For 3 generations, the national aspiration to college for all shaped America's economy and culture, as most high school graduates took it for granted they would earn a degree. That consensus apparently is collapsing in the face of this massive student debt, underemployed degree holders, and political intolerance on campus.
Right. That third one to me is a stickler.
When you have to hide your views,
right.
that doesn't feel like college, where you're supposed to
know.
be able to express everything.
And hear so many different sides and the diversity.
Yeah, no, I think right now
Great
you
chapter.
don't tell people you would ever vote for Donald Trump on this campus. You have to be careful who you tell anyway. It's just that's the culture now. In the past decade, the percentage of Americans who expressed a lot of confidence in higher education went from 57% to 36%.
Ooh, that's a drop.
So, okay, we'll talk about that next as we welcome our guest, Mike Thompson, education expert, CEO of Learner Mobile, whatever that is. We'll learn about that in just a few moments. It is February 20. This is Tuesday. This is WSJK, Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana. Your home for the St. Louis Cardinals, which will start in 38 days. The Cubs will be on US 105.9.
That's right.
It is 8 o'clock. We'll be right back.
The next Republican primary is 4 days away. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, and in a few hours, Nikki Haley plans a speech in South Carolina on the state of the presidential race, but Fox's Jackie Ibanez reports.
The super PAC supporting her campaign does not seem very optimistic about the primary results. Instead, they're looking ahead to March 5th. Quote, South Carolina is a really rough state. It's a very Trump-friendly state. Our hope is that Nikki Haley can make it respectable in South Carolina and move on to Super Tuesday.
Now, former President Trump, who has a 30-point lead in South Carolina in some polls, will also campaign in the state at a town hall that'll air on Fox News Channel at 7 p.m. Eastern tonight. The former president plans to appeal Friday's ruling in New York, where a judge ruled that he and the Trump organization committed fraud in financial transactions, which he continues to deny. But that appeal will be expensive.
The judge fined him $355 million, but it's close to $450 million when you add in all of that interest. Now, for the appeal, he'll have to put up the full cash amount in escrow. So that would be his own, perhaps, maybe some from his business associates, or he could post a bond. That would allow him to use a mix of cash and assets as well.
Fox Business Network's Kelly O'Grady outside Trump Tower, which is among the properties he could sell. There's a new attempt to stop the war in Gaza, an Arab-led ceasefire resolution that the U.S. plans to veto today at the UN Security Council. Days after Alexei Navalny's death at a Russian prison, the democracy activist's mother has a YouTube video.
I'm addressing you, Vladimir Putin. The solution to the issue depends only on you. Let me finally see my son.
He was Putin's fiercest critic, and Navalny's widow believes the Russian leader had him killed. Navalny's family's been told the body won't be released for 2 weeks. 2 Russian nationals have been charged by the Justice Department as the U.S. says it's disrupted a cyber hacking operation, a ransomware group that's targeted 2,000 victims. America's listening to Fox News.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks Vapors in an easy-to-apply stick. And it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom. Vicks VapoStick. Soothing comfort for the whole family. And when you need more comfort for yourself, try Vicks Vapo Shower for steamy Vicks vapors. Use as directed. VapoStick for use ages 4 and up. Vapo Shower use for adults only.
While his Republican challengers focus on South Carolina, President Biden will go west today to California for several days of big money fundraisers.
The president is speaking at fundraisers in the Los Angeles and San Francisco areas this week, with events planned this evening, tomorrow, and Thursday. The trip is President Biden's third to California in about 2 months. Ahead of the West Coast swing, the Biden campaign and Democratic National Committee announced $42 million in contributions in January, ending the month with $130 million cash on hand, the highest total ever for a Democratic candidate this early in an election cycle, according to campaign officials. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
Well, the president better pack an umbrella.
The National Weather Service says more than 37 million people in California are facing heavy rain, snow, and strong winds through Wednesday. The state already saturated from a series of atmospheric river storms, bringing mudslides and historic rainfall to Los Angeles. LA Mayor Karen Bass says the city worked to repair more than 4,000 potholes, reinforce hills at risk of mudslides, and prevent power outages by making repairs to underground equipment. California Governor Gavin Newsom activating the State Operations Center, and President Biden approving disaster relief for regions in California that were severely impacted by January's severe storms. Kristen Goodwin, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stocks could fall after a long holiday weekend. Dow futures down more than 100 points. NASCAR season's underway. William Byron started it, winning the famed Daytona 500 when his car barely avoided a big crash before the final lap, and he tells Fox.
It's a pretty incredible feeling. Honestly, the lap and a half that I was waiting to know if we won was very nerve-wracking. I didn't want to, over-celebrate or get too excited, but just super thankful that it worked out. And, it's one of our biggest races of the year, so it was pretty amazing.
I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. City of Champaign officials launching a new website called Engage Champaign. New site described as a website dedicated to gathering feedback from residents and stakeholders on City of Champaign projects, policies, and initiatives. Some of the links include asking for input on the city's bicycle implementation plan. Well, Lakeland College in Mattoon announced they're seeing growth in enrollment data for the 2024 spring semester. Based on their 10th day enrollment report, there's been a near 4% increase in total headcount at the college. At 3,817, it's more than 130 more students than the 2023 spring semester. Last day, Illinois residents can register to vote, and the general primary election is today. The general primary scheduled for March 19th. Registered voters who have changed their address must register to vote in any library or local city clerk's office. Again, that vote coming up. You're up to date. From the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom, I'm Jim Miller.
All right, thank you, Jim. ESPN 93.5. We check our weather. Meteorologist Greg Solier on top of it all. And nice, sunny, emanating from downtown Philo, home of our studios. Mr. Greg, what you seeing here on our weather?
Well, my friend, just about the same as you have pointed out. A beautiful morning here for a Feb 20, and more or less going to begin to behave like a March 20 or even an April 10th around here in the coming days, with lots of 50s and 60s if you want to base things on the old climatology. Not the way the rest of the winter goes, not the way that springtime goes, as in it's here to stick around and stay, but generally the way to go around here for the springtime season, as in don't think there'll be any big headlines worrying about field work, maybe an early and often access as we get deeper into the actual planting season across east central Illinois. Out the door this morning, 29 right around here in the Philo area, 32 Willard and Savoy, 33 downtown Champaign to 29 at Rantoul Farmer City, the cold spot at 26, 28 now over in downtown Danville. Sunny, milder for the day today. What's left of whatever snow packs and piles are out there from the removal operations of Friday, gone. 52 south wind 8 to 15. Fair tonight 36. Tomorrow, increasing clouds, breezy, milder. Hey, you can take the extended lunch hour with me. It's okay. 60 tomorrow. South wind 12 to 24 and gusty. We'll get into a couple of showers after midnight tomorrow night. Lows to the 40s and some in and out, on and off shower activity. Nothing heavy, nothing severe for the day Thursday. A cloudy day, windy at 56. Then cooler, not colder, 47. Some sun peaks on Friday. Saturday, sunny, 46. We're back to the 50s. Increasing south wind on Sunday. Then Monday and Tuesday into the 60s we climb. Could be a couple of showers and thunderstorms late Monday to Tuesday as well. Stevie Jay Broadcasting, AB Dolchus, Greg Soldier.
Well, talking about college, as we were giving some of the stats, the value apparently went from 57% to 36% according to Gallup. A decline in undergraduate enrollment since 2011 has translated into 3 million fewer students on campus. Why Americans have lost faith in the value of college, and education expert, CEO of Learner Mobile or Mobile? Mike, what do I say? Learner?
Yeah, it's learnermobile.com.
LearnerMobile.com, an award-winning learning management company that delivers a seamless experience for training employees. Now, isn't that interesting? Because we're talking about teachers, administration, everything.
Yeah, I mean, we focus on the development and skill development, job readiness for today's modern workforce.
Yeah, in general, not just education.
Right. Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because right now, if I'm not working home 3 days a week, forget you. I mean,
yeah.
What did COVID do to me, Mike?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I hear you. Well, it's interesting. We certainly are contemplating the value of college, and rightly so, because I think that the value proposition from college has become messy, and we've kind of lost track. You know, it wasn't that long ago where there was this agreement between higher education institutions, the student, and the employer that said, if you work hard, study hard, get your degree, there's going to be a great job waiting for you in the end. And that's just no longer necessarily the case.
Well, okay, so costs went up. Why did they go up so high?
You know, I think that it wasn't that long ago where when I was preparing for college, my parents said, you got to go to college in order to get a good job. I kind of said the same thing to my kids when they were entering that time in their life. They've got to go to college to get a good job. And college is really great for the right person and the right fit. But it's okay not to go to college. There are so many pathways today for success, and that's the really good news.
Well, no question. I mean, you can go find yourself a $60,000 job and work to $100,000 a job in the trades for sure.
Especially the trades with the apprenticeship program.
No question. But anymore, somebody can teach me how to fix an air conditioner. I'll start at 60 plus my 30% tap on for all the benefits. So yes, Mike, there are plenty of work. It depends on what you want to do with your life. I thought the most thing I got out of college, because if you don't have a specific, discipline, then you're really risking it with all the money you're going to spend on it. You better get something like dental, architecture, engineering, something specific these days, I think. Don't you think, Mike?
Yeah, I think where we've kind of fallen is just the skill development. And I think that's where the trade schools have really elevated, because today's employers, they're not just looking for somebody that thinks well or learns how to learn. I mean, that's important. They're really looking for the skill sets as well. And I just think the recent graduates aren't necessarily job ready whenever they graduate from college, and trade programs can certainly do that.
Okay, so people, I mean, and if you find a 22-year-old that's hungry, that has a great attitude, that wants to make your business better, they get hired in 4 seconds. I mean, it just, eye contact, put your phone down. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, can we retrieve all this? The 11 to 26-year-olds, I don't know if they can put your phone down. I understand we're addicted. We all are. But it's a different, we're talking about you have to be flexible, go with the go, all these things to adapt to them. Is that the new deal?
Yeah, it's interesting because I do think that there's been this kind of softening that's happened. We've replaced words with like responsibility and accountability with fair, and it's softened. And I think it's important for today's workforce to realize that, we still have a responsibility to deliver for our employer. When I was getting into the job market, boy, I had a high responsibility to perform for my employer. And now it's kind of flip-flop. It seems that now we're saying my employer better perform for me. And so we've gone from one ditch to the other, and I think it may be kind of coming back the other way again.
It's like, Rick, do you think you can come to work tomorrow, Rick? I mean, right? I mean, it's like, oh my gosh, because they're ghosting interviews, they're taking jobs and quitting on the spot. So to show they're in control, I thought that numbers like 87% are missing interviews on purpose. Well, what's that trend about when you're trying to hire somebody and they're there for a month or not even a day?
Yeah, and sometimes I heard another stat where they're bringing their parents to the job interview, for the first time, and that's
happening. Bringing parents.
Yeah.
I mean, my dad drove me.
No, in the room with you. In the room with you. In the room with you.
Okay, that would be a problem.
Answering interview questions. That's right.
He's really good when you really can get. He's really good. What are we doing, Mike? What's the word? What the heck? But
well, I do think that there's some good news here, and that is there are some creative things that are happening to develop that modernized workforce, that next generation workforce. For example, the trade schools are working with community colleges. The community colleges are working with 4-year degree programs. The corporations are starting their own universities, have been for a while.
Wow.
We work in the aviation industry, and they've started the cadet academies because they've got a pilot shortage. They got to crank out more pilots more quickly, and you can get out of high school, enter into one of these cadet academies, learning to fly some really cool jets. By the time you're in your early to mid 40s, you're making $500,000, and then you're retiring as a multimillionaire. There's lots of cool ways.
I can make 200 large as a pilot in a private jet. Right. I mean, that's pretty easy, isn't it?
Yeah, and same with healthcare. Healthcare is doing the same thing. There's a lot of non-traditional ways for in the nursing programs and healthcare providers.
Mike Thompson, how can people find Learner Mobile?
Yeah, so just visit learnermobile.com, and we're a learning platform that delivers those bite-sized, on-demand training sessions that are equipping people to get great jobs and have a successful career.
Hear about the guy who interviewed this guy had long hair and tatted up, and he's talking to him for a few minutes, and the guy leans forward, puts his elbow on the guy's desk, the boss's desk, and says, "Dude, I want you to know that, I smoke a lot of weed, and sometimes I come in late, sometimes I leave early." And the guy leaned back in his chair and said, "When can you start?" So anyway, that's what we got, Mike.
A warm body. That's right.
Hey, thanks for your time. Nice meeting you.
Yeah, you as well.
Thank you. Mike Thompson is his name. ESPN 93.5 on the Tapman's Joint phone line. It is 8:15. It's Diane with sports.
Yes, I do. And our Illini women's basketball team, 20-point winners.
Yeah, it's amazing.
86-66.
Over 14th ranked.
Number 14,
Indiana. So what's wrong with a 1 p.m. matinee on a day off, huh? That seemed to work pretty well.
I'm just really proud of our guys today. Obviously, I have a ton of respect for Indiana. We knew it was going to be obviously a really tight game, and they're so hard to prepare for. But I'm really proud of how we came out and executed our game plan, and I thought a great overall 40 minutes for us, and we were able to hit some shots and score the ball, which obviously the guys that have followed us a lot, we've been kind of up and down with that. So to be able to put 86 up against such a great defensive team of Indiana, that's really good for us going forward. Now we just got to continue to have that rhythm and confidence.
Next up, number 4, Iowa. That means Caitlin Clark. Can we shut her down?
Shauna Green, what do you do with Caitlin Clark? I don't know if you did. We beat her last year. In Champaign, we beat Iowa. Caitlin had 33.
Okay.
So we did beat them last year.
Wow.
And now if I'm so bummed they're not coming here, that would be a sellout.
Yeah.
Because of Caitlin Clark.
That's right.
They're selling out everywhere when she plays. It's
coming
stunning.
up Sunday at noon. A big Caitlin Clark fan is Jay Lehman's daughter.
Oh, I know that. His youngest.
I think it's Jenny. And even went, and it happened to be that record-setting game or something. And I saw on social media, she got a jersey signed and everything.
Wow. Well, she had a poster that said, "If you can break the records, I can too."
That's right.
And Caitlin Clark dating Connor McCaffrey Fran McCaffrey, the head coach of the men's team's oldest son.
Okay.
Connor was the starter for Iowa for like 3 years as point guard.
And we know from going to Gordyville, Fran's wife was, she's tall.
Oh, was a basketball player.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, anyway, Connor McCaffrey and Caitlin Clark, are they not a couple number one in Iowa City?
Wow. Oh, yeah. Wow. Yeah. That's cool. All right, Terrence Shannon Jr., Big Ten Player of the Week. And we've got Penn State tomorrow at 5:30, and it'll be from this old rec hall where they're just going to be stacked up, and the Nittany Lions against the Illini. It's going to be a lit crowd there.
It'd be hard to hear, I would think.
I know.
So they're going to have to do hand gestures for signs, and they'll be all about upsetting Illinois. So we moved up to number 12, I think, didn't we?
That's right. And go Illini. Iowa is at Michigan State for the early game at 6, and Maryland's at Wisconsin at 8 o'clock tonight. Number 2, Houston over number 6, Iowa State, 43-65 yesterday. UConn, Houston, and number 3, Purdue, Arizona, and Tennessee to round out the top 5. NHL action, Carolina over the Blackhawks 6-3. Toronto over the St. Louis Blues 4-2. We've got a game at home, and it's sold out. Of course, all of the home games are sold out against Iowa, 1:30 on Saturday. That's an orange out game.
That's a game day spirit orange out, right?
Get your game day spirit orange going on.
You got to go to Game Day Spirit and buy all your orange, and even get the orange pants for crying out loud.
That's right.
Let's go. By the way, David says the J. Lehman family, where they're celebrating her birthday, the youngest birthday. I think they had a birthday party there.
Nice.
That's pretty cool. You can do that. Check that out. All right, we're right back. It's 8:19 ESPN 93.5.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign Urbana is Saturday. Definite spring-like weather pattern ahead for the next 7 to 10 days. We do have colder air in sight for late next week and the last couple of days of this month of February. But in the meantime, sunny and milder for the day today. What's left of any of those residual snow piles from late last week's snow will be melting away. If they're not gone already, they will be certainly gone this afternoon. 52 on a south wind, 8 to 15 miles per. Fair tonight, 36. Tomorrow, breezy, milder, increasing clouds will flirt with 60 on a gusty south wind. There'll be a shower breaking out after midnight tomorrow night, and a low down to 46. Continued mild, mostly cloudy for the day on Thursday. Highs up to 56, and some shower activity both morning and afternoon. Slightly cooler air at 47 on Friday, mid-40s on Saturday. Some sunshine for a good part of the weekend. By Sunday, we're back into the 50s, and we're heading well into the 60s for Monday and Tuesday of next week, with increasing shower chances late Monday and a couple of showers and thunderstorms next Tuesday. Colder later next week. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldier.
I'm Neil Cavuto, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Walmart is buying TV maker Vizio. It's paying $2.3 billion for the company. Walmart's expected to sell advertising on the TVs and collect information on users. It might also create entertainment for shoppers. Walmart's earnings top forecasts, and it is raising the dividend it pays shareholders. Home Depot's earnings and sales held up better than expected in the recent quarter, though its outlook is cautious, and Home Depot shares are losing ground. Shares of medical device maker Medtronic are jumping, though its earnings were better than predicted. It's raising expectations for the year. Capital One is expected to keep the Discover credit card brand after the two merge. The $35 billion deal combines two of the largest credit card companies in the U.S. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenny Coselda, invested in you.
Stay on top of the latest forecast with America's Weather Team in the palm of your hands.
Here's the latest from America's Weather Center.
It's Fox weather updates throughout your busy day, every day.
5 inches of rain by tomorrow.
Temperatures being 30 degrees above average.
Put the power of over 100 meteorologists and the worldwide resources of Fox in your hands with the Fox Weather Podcast. Precise, personal, powerful. Subscribe and listen now at foxnewspodcasts.com.
Hi, this is Amanda Jean, the founder and planner of Inspire Your Wedding and Events. After the big yes, are you daydreaming about the big I do? Join us for premier, interactive, immersive, inspirational wedding showcase to bring together vendors and couples from all over Central Illinois for your big day. Come away with ideas and vendors that will make your wedding one of the most inspiring days of your life.
Save the date on Saturday, March 23rd at the historical and unforgettable Orpheum in downtown Champaign.
For complete details, visit inspireyour.com. That's inspireyour.com.
Hi, I'm Tyler Weaver, president of Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery. It's time to come home to Carpet Weavers. We don't want you to just like your new floors. We want you to love them. From waterproof floors and carpet to furnitures and design advice, we've got a team of experts on your side. We'll get you the best price and the best quality products. And complete your home with furniture and accessories. Buy it all with free financing too. Come home to Carpet Weavers, where floors, furniture, and family meet.
Basketball star Coleman Hawkins about Pacifica on Green.
I'm Coleman Hawkins. I like living at Pacifica on Green. Yeah, my favorite thing is probably the game room. My family came and visited me, and we had a blast in the game room, playing Mario Kart together, just playing every game that they have in there, just competing and having fun. So no quarters, no. Everything's free. If you live here, it's all free. You come and visit, it's free.
The ultimate in student housing, Pacifica on Green. Visit them at pacificaongreen.com.
Are you one of those guys out there tinting windows day in and day out, all different shades of black, and ready to put a little color in your life? Come work for us. At Aftershock, we're looking for a guy with experience in wrapping, whether it be window tinting, vinyl wrapping, anything of that sort, or somebody with just ambition that wants to show up to work and be proud of what they do. You know those wraps with Troy Lands on the back waving at you? That's our work. Call us, 833-DECAL-IT, or email office@aftershockdd.com. We want you.
Tapman's Towing, team of experienced tow professionals, is seeking others with CDLs, previous tow experience, and or strong interest in serving others. Please visit our career page at tapmanstowing.com.
Illini fans, taste what's special about Jets Pizza by ordering any of their specialty pizzas for $5 off. That's right, save $5 on all specialty pizzas like the barbecue chicken pizza, chicken grilled to perfection, premium mozzarella cheese, bacon, red onion, and BBQ sauce. All piled onto Jets' amazing crust made from dough they make fresh every day. There's also their super special all-meaty chicken bacon ranch and more, all $5 off. Make your day special and order a Jets specialty pizza for $5 off.
Yes.
All right.
I added this one. I'm a big fan of
I got some new bumpers I'm just trying out here.
I'm a big fan of Lowrider.
825.
Full crank.
Christian my son was telling me that wouldn't that be something if Tuesday night, I think it's March 5?
Sounds right.
If we can get to the Purdue game at home with the title on the line.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know if I can remember if that's ever happened. Maybe in the 40s or 50s. But as far as modern day, I don't think it's ever been a case where, because we've won some big last games, but the other team wasn't in the same position. To have Purdue for the title, and it wouldn't be for the title because each team would have one more game, but it would just be absolutely nuts electric.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Yeah,
for this game,
I think
but it's sold out, right?
Oh, yeah. Good luck getting a ticket to the Purdue-Illinois game. But that's a 6 o'clock on a Tuesday. 6 o'clock on a Tuesday. March 5?
That's right.
Okay.
March 5th.
So anyway, I don't know. I don't know if we're going to get to that because, again, you could lose tomorrow night, Illinois. I mean, you know how it is.
Yes.
You got to go play well every time. You got to rebound, all the things that we do. But don't you love the fact that we're just so old? And I don't know if you saw it, but somebody had texted in how handsome Quincy Guerrier was.
Yes.
You see that one?
I did.
And it was a woman, I'd say 60.
Right.
And then Coleman Hawkins said, "That's okay, ma'am. You're about the same age." Ouch.
Exactly.
And then how did Coleman Hawkins get the Maryland t-shirt and put it on? Apparently they were giving out t-shirts to come to the game, and Coleman Hawkins had it on and was seen just dancing around on the airplane coming home with the Maryland t-shirt that he took. He's a character.
Yeah, he is.
He's a unique individual to be sure.
Mm-hmm.
And he's also living at Pacifica on Green.
Yes.
He's got a place at Pacifica on Green, one of our new sponsors.
Talks about when the family comes in the game room and all the perks to living there.
No,
Sounds cool. I want to have Lisa give me a tour.
No, you'd like that tour.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure we could arrange a tour.
So much
for
fancy
you.
housing on campus these days.
This is
where are the kids going? I mean, where are they coming from?
Well, if you go there and you're going to say, gosh, it's kind of comparably priced from the nicer ones.
Yeah.
It's not crazy at all. It's comparable.
Yeah.
And you're going to have so many amenities at Pacifica on Green that you need to get a tour of the place.
That's right.
You'll really like it. The game room caught my eye. the $1 coffee machine that's all free.
Yeah.
It can make anything.
And the workout facility and all that.
It's all there. Anyway, Coleman Hawkins, unique human. There's no doubt about it. And he's got another year eligibility, but he's going to go.
Yeah.
I mean, this is it. He's probably tired of school, everything else. So don't expect Coleman. But next year, who do we have back again?
Right.
Ty Rogers, we hope. Luke Goody.
Yeah.
Crickets.
Right.
Senior night will take 9 hours. So get there at 4 a.m. It's going to take it's going to be with the managers and everything else. It'll be like 10.
You're right.
There's like 8 players leaving. So the key here will be to go back to the book and start picking out a bunch of fifth-year people again. Because we got to build your program. Okay, I get it. You get a couple of 18-year-olds and help the culture stale.
Right, and we've got the portal.
No, but
weird.
We can't listen. I know we got Merez Johnson. We got some good, really they're freshmen. We've done this before. They're freshmen. They're 18. I like Marcus Damask better.
Dre Gibbs-Lawhorn is a freshman.
Yeah, and I think he'll be a nice player, but will he stay? This is a swinging door, man. He gets a better offer. So coach didn't go play you.
Right.
He disrespected you. All that stuff is going in and out their ears. It's brutal. I mean, it's one thing to know the basic X's and O's. Now that's a given. You just got to be able to figure it all out on the strategy part. The part is, who do we have on our team?
Amani Hansberry. He's a freshman.
He'll be good. But doesn't everybody like the 24-year-old better than the 18-year-old? Wouldn't you take Marcus and Justin Harmon? Has he not been a real plus? Quincy Guerrier, I mean, has he not been a huge find? He played at Syracuse, he played Oregon, finally Illinois. He's wonderful. He's married as a child. These are men.
Yeah, they are. I like Marcus Domask, a grad student.
He's and ever since I read the Bonneville 2005 car he drives with plenty of problems, I love that. Just the fact that he's
everyday guys, right?
And he's going to see your church with Luke Goody every Sunday at 10:30. I mean, listen, these kids are good kids. They're on this adventure that's very short-lived. It's an 8-month relationship. They're getting there, whatever, August, September. They're leaving in May. They're scattered forever. So they all know this is it. There's no coming back. There's no building for the future. It's now.
Yeah.
And so I think
I see Max Williams as a senior. Did you see when he scored? I think it was a free throw or something. And the whole bench was cheering for him because he doesn't see that much playing time.
I love it when the bench goes crazy for the guys that get a basket. No, listen, it's a unique year. We're a really good team. I think all of us would feel pretty good about everything if we could get to the second weekend. And then, at that point, it's probably a coin flip kind of a game, no matter what the seeds are. But if we really are due to get out of that first weekend, it's not easy. It's no game easy. It used to be like the first game, we're going to win by 15. The second game, we should win. Now it's good luck in every game.
Absolutely.
But if we can get second weekend, I think we'll all feel pretty good about it. All right, we're coming right back. Another half hour to go. It's 217-359-2255. You ought to text us this morning. You're welcome. It's 8:30 in Champaign-Urbana. Check some news and weather and sports. All coming up.
Fox News. I'm Chris Foster. The U.S. is expected to veto an Arab nation-sponsored UN Security Council resolution calling for an immediate Israeli ceasefire in Gaza and propose an alternative plan.
UN Ambassador Linda Thomas-Greenfield says the Biden administration will veto the resolution because it could interfere with ongoing efforts by the U.S. to work out a deal that would bring a 6-week ceasefire and release of all hostages that were taken during the October 7th attack on Israel by Hamas. The new draft resolution marks the first time the U.S. has mentioned a ceasefire.
Fox's Tanya J. Powers. Most of California is under a flood alert, hit with one more day of heavy rain.
We're seeing round after round of heavy rain. Some of the heaviest rain is across portions of Southern California. Flooding is very likely. Currently the 4th wettest month in Los Angeles history for February, and with another 2 inches on the way, we could move up on that list.
Fox's Adam Klotz. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. An autopsy scheduled in the murder of the manager of Poor Brothers Craft Tap Room, Brandon Hardaway, early this month. He died overnight Friday after being shot in the back outside the tap room February 8. Suspect in his murder, Fidel Shimenga, faces up to life in prison. Police say Hardaway shot after he refused a cigarette to a man. Several Hardee's restaurants throughout central Illinois closing unexpectedly. Sites in Champaign, Chatham, Verdon, and Monticello disappeared from the Hardee's website without explanation. The company has more than 3,800 restaurants in 44 states. This year, the industry data show Hardee's generating $1.5 billion in revenue. Fighting Illini control their own destiny. It follows their 85-80 win over Maryland this week. It was only the third win in their past 13 matchups against the Terrapins. The Illini now 10-4 in conference play, a game and a half behind Purdue. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Joe Miller.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign-Urbana have a Saturday definite spring weather pattern in store here in the coming 5 to 10 days, if not longer. Enjoy it while you may. Sunshine for the day today. South breezes will kick in. They'll get gusty for the afternoon. We'll top out at 52 degrees. And what's left of those residual little snow piles will be gone. Fair tonight, 36. Tomorrow, increasing clouds. Breezy, milder still. Up to around 60. Be some shower activity after midnight tomorrow night. And a couple of rounds for the day on Thursday. 40s tomorrow night, up to 56 on Thursday. Slightly cooler air with mid to upper 40s for Friday and Saturday. Sunshine returns. We're back into the 50s on Sunday on increasing south wind. And here comes another warm up and a couple of spells of rain for the day on Monday, especially in the afternoon. A couple of showers and thunderstorms next Tuesday. High temperatures at 63 on Monday, 67 on Tuesday, nights in the 40s and 50s. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, Abby Dolchus, Greg Solgay.
Well, it's a nice morning. Say goodbye to most of the snow here that you still have lingering around. Depends on if you're in the north side, you're blocked from the sun, it'll last longer.
Yeah.
Otherwise. Okay, so we do have the orange out from game day.
Illini fans, be sure to wear orange to support your Fighting Illini basketball team ahead of the Orange Out game against Iowa Saturday, February 24th. Stop into one of Game Day Spirit's Champaign locations and gear up with the best selection of Fighting Illini merchandise in town. Shop their great selection of orange t-shirts, sweatshirts, hats, and more in store at the corner of Neal and Kirby in Champaign and 6th and Green in Campustown, or online 24/7 at GameDaySpirit.com. Game Day Spirit, where Illini fans shop.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
All right, so there's a new study out. Men and women's brains do work differently.
Really? We needed a study for that.
Exactly. Wait a minute. How much money?
Right.
Men and women's brains work so differently.
I know that.
The brains of men and women operate differently. Scientists have shown for the first time in a breathtaking breakthrough that shows sex does matter in how people think and behave. Are you kidding me?
That's right.
Everybody knows that. Mm-hmm. The issue of whether male and female brains are distinct has proven controversial. Well, men can't have babies. That appears to be controversial.
Are you sure?
With some academics arguing it is society rather than biology that shapes divergence. Well, we get all kinds of arguments out there. Make no sense. There's never been any definitive proof of difference in activity in the brains of men and women because we haven't looked at it. Stanford University has shown that it is possible to tell the sexes apart based on activity in a hotspot area. Okay, so I didn't give you much there for dinner tonight to talk about, but men's and women's brains are different. Mm-hmm. So there you go for that one. And
well, to me, it's more the multitasking for the ladies, and the guys are kind of straight and get that task done.
It just understanding that a woman has so much more capability than guys. From the standpoint of handling multitasking things, the guys don't do that well. And most guys, there's some that might.
Yeah, sure.
For the most part, though, women are able to think about dozens of things that they have to do, or things that they feel responsible, or the guilt of not being able to, and all these other very layered, very much more complex. The dude's thinking about sex and sports.
That's right.
That's kind of the,
and
that's
I
what they
feel
say.
like it's instinctual from the hunters and gatherers day. You're going out to, kill the deer, and the gals are getting the berries and getting the fire going for when you come back, and getting the water going, and all of that.
It's now, I think, it kind of evolved to more of a shared thing, where a lot of guys will vacuum. I do. So I do the dishes, things like that, and I'm fine.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about, getting it done, but trying to listen a little bit. Guys, me included, can always listen better. We just don't recall stuff like that.
Right.
It's amazing. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, men's and women's brains work differently.
Thank you for that study,
Okay,
Stevie.
so this Alexandrov, what's the Alexandrov Navalny? Alexis?
Yeah.
What the crap?
Alexis Navalny?
No.
Alexei?
I'm not doing it until I find out the official name. They say he was poisoned now.
Well, the fact that they didn't have Navalny, N-A-V-A-L-N-E-Y.
First name Alexei?
Mm-hmm.
Alexei?
Mm-hmm.
He's the guy that, the nemesis of Vladimir Putin in Russia.
Russian lawyer.
Died
February 16th at the age of 47.
Arctic Circle prison. Who puts a prison in the Arctic Circle?
I mean, Russia.
Yeah, but you got to put humans there that will guard it and all that. That would be a miserable up there when it's so cold. Anyway, there were judges saying it's a poison, and they would say, well, he was walking and collapsed. Okay.
And if he's in the Arctic Circle, why is he walking around?
And apparently Twitter has suspended his widow's account. Why would they do that? Elon Musk. I don't know about that story. That's another headline we're seeing. Okay, it's 8:39. Going to check the sports again. I'm so happy for Shauna Green with the biggest win of the year. Dominating number 14 Indiana. Indiana came into a buzzsaw with a lot of energy at 1 o'clock in the afternoon yesterday. People did go to the game. And now we go to Iowa. And you know what? Coming off that game, who's to say it won't be a darn good game? It might be. I just don't know. If you're a coach in college women's basketball, what do you do with number 22? Well, I mean, do you just say she's going to get her 30, let's keep the others down? Or do you say let's keep the others down and let her have her 50? I don't know. But Caitlin Clark misses shots. You better rebound what she misses, because that's a real, it feels like unique experience. And when she gets on a roll, forget about it. She also can dish it. She can rebound. She can dribble. She can shoot it. She's clearly the best women's basketball player that has lit the nation for women's basketball. She's Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, and Michael Jordan. She might be Michael Jordan from a standpoint of impact. I don't know. I just know that nobody's talked nothing about the WNBA, and whether she'll go to the WNBA. She has another year at Iowa.
Yeah.
If you're making $800,000 and probably going to make over $1 million next year,
I'd stay.
You pack every stadium you go to. You're on the cover of everything. Stay in college. Get your master's degree or something. Well, you wouldn't go to the NBA. I think the NBA will. The team she's on, and the NBA. Guess what the WNBA average salary is?
75,000.
I think it's more. I think that maybe the top pay is $250.
Okay, well, that's something.
But I know. But if she's doing $800 now, what sense does it make? And plus, the attention's all on her for another year. She packs every place she goes. She needs to stay in college.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a better paying job. That's crazy. And if you're in the NFL, like Brock Purdy was for San Francisco, Super Bowl starting quarterback, making less than many college quarterbacks. He was making $800,000 a year because in a rookie deal. And you got quarterbacks in college making over $1 million. It's wild. It's such a wild transition. And now there are teams that want limits, and I say no limits, because the teams, they'll just cheat. So now we're back to an open market free agency, and you can buy a great team. It doesn't mean you're going to win, but it means you'll have probably some really good players. And that's where the coach has to come in and be able to put it all together. I think Brad Underwood does a very good job putting the puzzle together.
Yeah.
Because we had a bunch of strangers here 8 months ago.
Yeah.
And now we got a really good basketball team with a lot of hope for March. And as unfair as it might be, because we don't really pay attention to the other 5 months, it's what you did in March. The season depends on winning in March. Period. Oh, yeah. I won the Big Ten. How'd you do? Oh, you lost. Okay. No, it's it's just unbelievable. You play for 5 months to get to one game. You got to make the tournament, and then you got to win a game.
Yes.
And the coaches that somehow win 2 as a 14 seed, they're the hot hire. Then you hire them, and they fail and get fired, and then you make your money and all that stuff.
Yep.
All right, we'll check sports headlines. Coleman Hawkins. Basketball star Coleman Hawkins on the general manager, Pacifica on Green, Lisa Lauer.
She's great. We got connected, and ever since then, I've been super grateful for her. She's a great person, and she really looks out for me. You know, anything I need, she tries to get it done for me, and it's super great to have someone who I feel like I can trust, and someone who, you know, I want to do something for in the future to really help her out, because she's helped me out a lot.
Visit them at pacificaongreen.com. When you make the right decision, it feels good, like picking the perfect accent rug or choosing a good night's sleep over an all-night crime show binge. It feels really good to make the right insurance decision, too. That's why State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow is right here in Champaign-Urbana to help you select the right protection at the right price. Kurt will make sure you understand your State Farm coverages so you'll know what to expect if the unexpected happens. Just call him when you want the real deal. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Are you tired of shivering in the winter? Look no further than your local heroes at ABC Heating and Air Conditioning. Hi, this is Gina inviting you to give us a call at 217-352-5400 to book your appointment to make sure your furnaces run safely and efficiently this winter. We've been proudly locally owned and operated and have been serving our community for over 50 years. ABC, always be comfortable. Call me 217-352-5400 to book your appointment today or go to abcheatingandac.com.
Tapman's Towing reminds all Illini fans, when you're on the road and see lights flashing, move over and use caution passing. Let's all get home safe tonight.
All right, check your sports headlines, 8:44, Diane.
Go Illini, 13-12 on the season, 7-8 in the conference. And coming into Iowa Sunday at noon against number 4, we took down number 14 Indiana Hoosiers in women's basketball yesterday, 86-66. Go Illini.
I'm just really proud of our guys today. Obviously, you know, I have a ton of respect for Indiana. We knew it was going to be obviously a really tight game, and they're so hard to prepare for. But I'm really proud of how we came out and executed our game plan, and I thought a great overall 40 minutes for us, and we were able to hit some shots and score the ball, which obviously the guys that have followed us a lot, we've been kind of up and down with that. So to be able to put 86 up against such a great defensive team of Indiana, you know, that's really good for us going forward. Now we just got to continue to have that rhythm and confidence.
6 players in double digits. Makaira Cook led the team with 22. 16-game losing streak against Indiana, and we came out on top yesterday. Go Illini.
Yeah, and you know what? This might be the team she thought she'd have this year. And you know how it is. If you're playing well at the right time of year, I don't care who you're playing, including Iowa. If you're playing well at the right kind of year and you got some kids that believe, you can beat anybody. I don't know. We'll see. It'll be very interesting. A Big Ten tournament coming up. All that stuff's still ahead.
Absolutely.
How far can the Illini go coming off such an exciting victory? I don't know.
Talking men's basketball, number 1 UConn, number 2 Houston, number 3 Purdue. Our Illini at number 12 now, taking on Penn State tomorrow at 5:30 in the old Rec Hall there at University Park in Pennsylvania. Terrence Shannon Jr. brings his Big Ten Player of the Week status to the game. Number 2, Houston over number 6, Iowa State yesterday, 73-65. We had NHL action with Carolina over the Blackhawks, 6-3. Toronto taking down the St. Louis Blues. That final was 4-2. The Daytona 500 belongs to Hendrick Motorsports once again with William Byron. The 26-year-old, he took the lead on a restart with 4 laps to go. There was a crash. There was a white flag for caution. But in the 40th anniversary season for the team in Hendricks Motorsports, they got the record-winning 9th win at the Great American Race. Daytona 500.
Yeah. I've never gotten into racing. I don't know how or why, but I know it's very popular.
On and off on the rain. It didn't happen on Sunday. It did happen in the evening yesterday. I saw a little bit of it. So anyway, That's a thing.
All right. Again, Illinois at Penn State, 5:30 is their time on, I don't even know what it's on. Big Ten? I don't know.
Big Ten.
Okay. Big Ten Network has it tomorrow at 5:30, so good news for Illinois. They'll get home earlier.
Also,
6:30, 7:30, 8:30, and I'd be home by 10:30.
Right.
That's pretty good.
So probably later on in the week, we'll have Luke Goody on, thanks to Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing, First Federal Savings Bank, and Max Twin City Recycling. That happens after 3 on The Drive. Also reminding you on Saturday the 24th at 1:30 when we face Iowa, get your orange on. You can get your gear at Game Day Spirit at Neal and Kirby or 6th and Green in Campustown.
Invest in yourself and your money with a free rewards checking account from Fisher National Bank. Instead of losing a little each month in service fees and charges, wouldn't it be nice to earn on your money? Switch to Fisher National, where we offer 2.02 annual percentage yield on balances up to $20,000. No service fees or minimum balance required. Simply make 12 debit card purchases, agree to receive your statements electronically, and have at least one direct deposit in a monthly cycle to qualify. It's as easy as that. If an excellent APY alone wasn't enough, our free rewards checking also includes ATM fee refunds up to $20 and access to Reward Saver, which increases your earnings potential with 4.07% APY on balances up to $20,000. When you're ready to maximize your money, look to Fisher National, a bank ready to make the investment in you. See monthly requirements at any branch or visit fishernational.com. Fisher National Bank. Exceptional communities, exceptional people. Member FDIC.
Hi, this is Amanda Jean, the founder and planner of Inspire Your Wedding and Events. After the big yes, are you daydreaming about the big I do? Join us for premier, interactive, immersive, inspirational wedding showcase to bring together vendors and couples from all over Central Illinois for your big day. Come away with ideas and vendors that will make your wedding one of the most inspiring days of your life.
Save the date on Saturday, March 23rd at the historical and unforgettable Orpheum in downtown Champaign.
For complete details, visit inspireyour.com. That's inspireyour.com.
Yeah, Channel 3 is reporting an accident on Windsor. We don't know what part of Windsor, but apparently traffic's backed up on Windsor. That's a long road, so I'm not sure. But that's just came up from Channel 3.
So if you see something, 217-359-2255.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign-Urbana is set at a definite spring-like weather pattern ahead for the next 7 to 10 days. We do have colder air in sight for late next week and the last couple of days of this month of February. But in the meantime, sunny and milder for the day today. What's left of any of those residual snow piles from late last week's snow will be melting away. If they're not gone already, they will be certainly gone this afternoon. 52 on a south wind, 8 to 15 miles per. Fair tonight, 36. Tomorrow, breezy, milder, increasing clouds will flirt with 60 on a gusty south wind. There'll be a shower breaking out after midnight tomorrow night and a low down to 46. Continued mild, most of the cloud for the day on Thursday. Highs up to 56 and some shower activity both morning and afternoon. Slightly cooler air at 47 on Friday, mid-40s on Saturday. Some sunshine for a good part of the weekend. By Sunday, we're back into the 50s and we're heading well into the 60s for Monday and Tuesday of next week with increasing shower chances late Monday and a couple of showers and thunderstorms next Tuesday. Colder later next week. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
Okay, David says a two-car accident at Windsor and Neal. That's a busy intersection.
Oh, boy.
So there you have it. Two-car accident, Windsor and Neal, backing everything up. So avoid Windsor and Neal in Champaign.
Okay.
I got rear-ended there once. I had the kids in the back, and we were turning left, going north on Neal. And it was right at Windsor, and I was turning, and the car was blowing by, and I waited, and the guy behind me hit me.
Oh, boy.
Because he thought I was going to go, but the guy was going the other way. Anyway, it's a busy, we have many busy intersections. That's certainly one of them. Okay, we got your weather, we got that, we got this. One more break. We'll be back to finish her up in just a moment. Tim Onstad. So, dedicated diesel, Dixie Chopper will be mowing probably in a month. What do you got? Any Dixie Choppers to talk about?
Oh, yeah. She apparently likes presidents better than she likes love because she came in and said, hey, the rest of this week and next week for President's Day, $1,000 off any mower.
What?
Go see Andy. 1313 Triumph Drive in Urbana, or give him a call at 217-328-0562 and tell him Donna said to give you $1,000 off any mower.
The heck kind of power is that? That's kind of cool. Wow. He just comes in and says that.
Go ahead, Donna.
Wow, way to go, Donna. Mm-hmm. Okay, so what we're doing at Gale Forex Trucking?
We're doing good. I've got 2 open spots for good company drivers for regional. We had 2 guys that apparently have done well enough they decided to buy their own trucks. and lease on as owner-operators, so that opens up 2 company spots for us.
Wow. Gelfrick Trucking, what's your email?
Contact me at timo@gftlog.com.
Hi, this is Troy Lands from Lands Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. With colder temperatures here, let's make sure your heating system is operating at its best. At Lands, you can join our comfort family and get exclusive savings and support to keep your heating system in tip-top shape this winter and all year round. Our plans offer tune-ups, discounts on repair, and even lifetime system enhancements. Plus, we back up our equipment with labor warranty when we install it. Find out more about our comfort family maintenance plans at landsinc.com. I'm Troy Lands, and you can count on my company because you can count on me.
Have you ever looked at a junk truck and said, man, that truck is pretty? 2 men in a junk truck trucks are pretty. They're pretty big, so they can handle large jobs. They're pretty reliable. 2 Men in a Truck has been recognized as a trusted leader in the moving industry for over 35 years. Now we are proud to offer that same reliability to junk removal, and they're pretty fast. When you're ready to let some things go and that you don't need, you don't want to wait 3 weeks. You want it gone now. Go to 2meninAjunkTruck.com and make room for what matters most.
You've changed thousands of diapers, played hours of peekaboo and duck duck goose because you do anything for your kids. That's why it's so important to protect them with life insurance from State Farm. State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow will help make it easy and affordable to help you protect your family no matter what the future holds. Because for the people you do anything for, life insurance could mean everything. Call State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow in Champaign-Urbana today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. All righty, the boys will be on this afternoon.
Got a job fair happening at the library in Champaign between 5:30 and 7. Some people are looking for new opportunities. I thought I'd put that out there.
Okay. Regional basketball is happening this week. So boys regional. And then, of course, the march to the State Farm Center.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Good to have, again, those teams back.
Uh-huh.
All right, so we'll talk more about the Penn State game tomorrow. We'll have Brother Johnny Ed Martin on a Wednesday program also tomorrow. And, we'll be back. We have a Stever. Tomorrow, Stever, the program where I help you buy stuff. I'm giving $500 off a set of 4 tires from Clay Dooley tomorrow.
Sounds good.
So if you are, you can always go to gostever.com and check out the stuff we have up there. And your chance to essentially participate when some really silly guy gives out money.
Hear the show anytime, StevieJay.com. I know our Facebook, we got some chiming in about getting more people to run for office and more people to vote. We had a conversation earlier today. You might want to rehear that with
Well, are you going to run? Because I don't think I'm running for anything.
That's right.
And so who's going to, you go talk to somebody saying, we really want you one from Ward 5.
Right.
And going, wait a minute, what does that mean? You got to go knock on door. How much money do I have? How much you get paid to do? It's just...
I mean, the person who chimed in said there's 4,000 people in that ward and 67 votes for the person to get into office.
That's not what we want.
Wow.
We want people to be excited, enthusiastic about the process.
And get out and vote.
No, it's pretty important for a republic like ours that is represented by people that the people put in.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Diane.
Enjoy the day.
I'm Stevie J. Thanks for listening. Have a great Tuesday. You've heard about the doggy bag, right? From Bulldog Disposal Muhammad, a 6 cubic yard canvas bag that can be used for easy cleanup instead of a big dumpster. The one-time use bag is now available, and you can save the delivery charge. Get the doggy bag at Do It Best Hardware in Champaign at 107 West Springfield. So fill up the bag, call Bulldog Disposal, have it disposed of, and you'll be organized. Go to bulldoggybag.com for all the details. That's bulldoggybag.com.
As Tapman's Towing celebrates 50 years of serving Central Illinois, we're always seeking good people to serve our great customers. Our team of expert tow professionals would like to interview others with CDLs, previous tow experience, or a strong interest in serving others. If you enjoy serving people, love working in the outdoors, and looking for a career, not just a job, we should talk soon. Do you have a strong desire but lack the experience? We should still talk. Visit our career page at tapmanstowing.com.
If you're in the market for a new car battery, you could go to one of those big box stores, except there's no guarantee you'll be served by an actual car expert.
Clean up in aisle 3.
You could pick a battery off the shelf, except it might be close to expiring. Or you could just come into Interstate. Don't make a big box store blunder. With competitive prices and a more personal, reliable approach, Interstate Batteries is the clear-cut choice if you want to guarantee yourself a new and trustworthy car battery. They're open and ready to serve you at 2504 North Mattis Avenue in Champaign.
Bet like the pros with the world's largest sports book right at your fingertips. Circus Sports is now available in Illinois. Hi, I'm Derek Stevens. I've been a lifelong sports bettor and I'm the owner of Circus Sports. We're excited that the Circus Sports app is now ready for action. Experience big app bets with high betting limits, tight money line splits, and more. Now you can download, fund, and bet like a pro from anywhere in Illinois. Download your new bookie today at circusports.com. If you or someone you know may have a problem with gambling, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
During challenging times, family and health come first. This is Eric Boland with Provident Financial Group. Many of us have spent the past year feeling a little bit out of control. There are steps you can take to help plan for a better financial future. Now's the time to take action and create a financial plan that's right for you. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network, member FINRA, SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Looking for a place to host a corporate meeting, intimate gathering, or a large-scale celebration? If so, the University of Illinois' Alice Campbell Alumni Center offers the perfect space and staff to make your function a success. A few rooms offered at the center include the Elegant Ballroom, the Richmond Family Gallery, and the Premier and Professional Executive Boardroom. For more information on renting a space at the Alice Campbell Alumni Center, visit uiaa.org/alumni-center or call 1-800-355-2586. Go Illini!
Hi, I'm Tyler Weaver, president of Carpet Weaver's Flooring and Furniture Gallery. Take a look around your home. Is it finally ready for some much-needed updates? If you don't know where to start, then just meet with one of our experts